Is Trustbasket Vermicompost a scam? In order to expose it, I did an experiment where I took 4 trays and put different amounts of vermicompost in each of the 4 trays. 3 pots each for each tray, for each percentage of vermicompost. I mixed the soil and vermicompost well and poured them into each of the pots. Marked all the pots with the percentage of vermicompost and got some seeds. Now, these seeds are menthia or fenugreek. They grow fast. I picked 12 random seeds, planted all of them across the 12 pots, and then I watered them every day for 30 days. And 5 days later, the saplings have grown. From here onwards, I'll address each group by their number, with 0 having no vermicompost and 3 having only vermicompost. 0 has many saplings, 1 has many as well, 2 has just 1, and 3 has absolutely none. But these plants are all bent because sunlight came only from one direction and they needed to maximize exposure. 13 days later, 3 explodes out of nowhere, catching up to 1, and 0 is continuing at moderate pace, and 2 has a very high failure rate. 18 days later, 1 and 3 are almost equal, and 0 and 2 are almost equal. Day 23, group 0 had bent so much to get sunlight that the stem has broken and the plant is now withering. Whereas group 1 grew faster and had less tender stems and hasn't fallen over in spite of bending substantially. Group 3 growing in the largest number and the healthiest, but also has a few weeds growing. And 30 days later, here are the plants. I'm going to uproot the plants to show you the roots as well. In most cases, growing plants with a light source from one direction isn't really practical, except here, if you observe closely, the plants from group 1 are much more bent than the plants from group 3. This is because the plant was grown in 100% compost, which actually kept draining out as I watered the plant. And because of the lower level of the soil, the plants had to grow upwards to reach the sunlight. The failure of 2 is most likely sampling bias, but I'll leave it to the viewers. Leave a comment saying why do you think 2 failed for a shout out. 1 seems to be growing the best in spite of larger bend. It has more water retention, the soil doesn't drain out as much, and the plants look healthier with larger leaves. And growing plants in only soil without any vermicompost in non-ideal conditions such as light from one direction just isn't good enough. Then why not grow plants in only compost? That's because the water drains out very easily and it doesn't have enough firmness for the plant to grab onto the roots like soil. Compost also can't hold on to water and it compresses over a long time, which can lead to exposed roots. Also, coming to Trustbasket Vermicompost, it is severely overpriced at 330 rupees for 5 kgs. And just to show you how outrageous this is, basmati rice is 64 a kg while this is 66. So buy from a local retailer or make compost yourself. But it does help plants grow though. So if you're buying it, it works. Or at least for me it did.